The Buffalo Bills at the Baltimore Ravens. And, Mark, we understand where you come from. You despise Rex Ryan.
I do not.
In fact, when the news came out that Rob Ryan, now a defensive assistant, had been targeted in an ambush by some thugs in New Orleans who saw him as an easy target because he wasn't Lil Wayne with a bunch of bodyguards around him. That's what the police affidavit David said. You pumped your fist. I saw you in the cubicle.
That is highly inaccurate. I am not wishing for crimes to happen to these people. I would like them to keep their mouths closed when the teams they coach are incompetent.
Oh, but let's be honest here. Bills and Rex Ryan against the Ravens.
His old team.
There is no other matchup in the NFL that could be more loathsome to the Mark Sessler brand.
Yes,
I mean, if a giant beam of light came down and just sucked both franchises away, I'd be fine with it. But I find this to be one of the more interesting matchups because it is, because we talked about the Ravens a week ago as one of these other teams that they could go 4-12 and we kind of get why, or they could go 10-6 and get back in the playoffs and we wouldn't be that mystified by that. I mean, you've got a lot of new faces. Rashad Perriman, Terrence West, who you'll talk about an awakening in Kristen Michael. Terrence West gets out of the city of Cleveland and he suddenly looks like, Jim Brown's cousin. So it's ridiculous. I mean, the guy looks like a different player to me. Like
his first cousin? Because he'd be like 60.
All right. I mean, a distant younger relative.
Jim Brown probably has lots of cousins. None of them, I don't know if any of them made the NFL.
I mean, I think the Ravens are interesting because it's not just all the players you got back from last season, but they continue to bring new guys in and coach them well. And the Bills are the one team that I look at from a coaching angle, and it's not a rip on Rex Ryan, but all we've heard all offseason, it's just the reality. I think he is the one coach that sits on a burning hot seat from week one. Richie Incognito said it today or yesterday that it is playoffs or bust, and I think bust means reorganize if they don't get this thing done.
Let me say one thing as a Rex Ryan historian. He's been in this position before.
Yeah.
It was the year when a dreadful Jet team went 8-8.
What are you laughing at?
Rex Ryan is story.
Well, he has read the biography, and he wrote a book report on it.
Yeah.
That is true.
Who else read Rex Ryan's autobiography?
I read a large portion of it in the Santa Monica Library and dispensed of it.
What?
It was not well written.
Why were you there?
Don't ask.
I have a Sessler about this game.
By the way, even Rex has not read the Rex Ryan
let's hear from the historians.
Let the historian speak on Rex Ryan. Rex likes his back against the wall. And when he got fired from the Jets, he had no chance that last season because Idzik destroyed him. The Glacier destroyed him. But the year before, when they went 8-8, when they should have been 3-13, Rex circled the wagons and he got guys to play over their head for him. I think we're counting out Rex prematurely. I think the Bills are going to be better. And I'll tell you something else on the other side, Wes, before I throw it to you. Baltimore Ravens, they're going to win some football games in the National Football League this year because people sleep that John Harbaugh is one of the best coaches in the league.
Never had a losing record till last.
I think a lot of people think he's a good coach.
They are going to be in the playoff hunt, in my opinion.
First of all, Rex Ryan's back should have been against the wall when Mario Williams was undermining his whole program last year. That didn't happen. Nobody came out swinging in the second half of the season. Second of all, I've got a feeling, I've got a Sessler, this game's going to be a smackdown. The Ravens are going to blow out the Bills.
Wow. I totally disagree. I think the Bills are going to win this game because they're way more talented. It's not a good – I think people are giving the Ravens plenty of credit because of John Harbaugh, because it's been a great organization. Like, they don't have an above-average player other than Eric Weddle maybe in their back seven. Like, they have question marks all over the place.
One note before we move on. This is a team that took a 9-7 Doug Marrone team that went one win less last year with Rex Ryan. That's back against the wall. You are less successful than Doug Marrone right now.
Talented team.
Doug Marrone didn't do too poorly before he decided to step down from head coach.
I mean, the way he engineered his exit was
of offensive line coach for the Jaguars.
Slightly
interesting
concerning.
move, career-wise.
A weird move.